Hi, Professor Palmieri here, getting ready to do a central line dressing change video for you. Your kits that you have, some of them will have a mask in there for the patient, but sometimes they're positioned in a place where you can't grab it without contaminating your kit. So anticipating that, I'm going to put one on my patient. My patient doesn't really have a face. So you'll see us as we get here, but I'm going to put this on here so that you see it and you remember that I need to mask my patient. Okay. It's definitely not going to stick right, but it's on her or him. Okay. And then I'm going to put one on also. I'm going to have to turn my computer here a little bit to get angles right for you. So bear with me. This is just me doing this by myself so that you have something to refer to. So I'm going to put my mask on now. Okay. First thing I want you to see is my kit right here. Okay. I'm going to put on some clean gloves to take my patient's old dressing off. And then my kit will be over here. I may open this and we'll see how this goes. So back to me for a second. I put my glove. These are just clean gloves from the wall. And at least they fit. I'm in a room that doesn't have a lot of supplies, so I'm squeezing into some smalls. Okay. So I'm going to turn my computer so you can see. I'm just going to take off. There's my headless patient right there. The central line is right here, and this is a triple lumen. So it's got 3 different ports here, a blue port, a brown port, and a white port. And some agency policies will tell you to not put a mask on the patient and just have them turn their head. I would always prefer to err on the side of extra caution and extra infection control. So that's why I went ahead and masked myself and my patient. Now, this particular patient has 2 different kinds of lines. I want you to ignore the one that's up here. It's an intrajugular, but we're going to ignore that. And I'm just going to take off the dressing that's over the central line. Okay. And this is just done with clean gloves. And there's no way to do this that's not going to pull a little bit on the patient's skin. It is what it is. And just try to be gentle and swift as you can. Try very hard not to dislodge the central line when you're doing this. This is taped on here in some kind of a manner. We're not going to put ours on like this, I can tell you that. This is supposed to be the easy part. Okay. All right, I finally got that all. And then on a real patient, this will be sutured into place here at the insertion site. So this will not be, it likely won't move around a lot. It's still possible to dislodge it, but if you're not being too aggressive and you're careful, you won't dislodge it. So I'm just going to take off my clean gloves and throw those away. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this focused on here so that you can see what I'm doing. I've got my central line dressing change kit right here. And that we have 3 different kinds of these here in the lab. So you're going to have to improvise a little bit when you open the kit. But that's kind of good because it's going to help you learn and really think about sterile field and how to not contaminate. So we're going to look at it in a positive way that you are exposed to several different kinds of kits and make it a good thing. So I'm going to take my kit over here to the table and open it up. and it just peels back. And the first thing inside is my sterile gloves. So I'm gonna grab those in this particular kit. Some of the kits will have, I really wish you could see me, so I could talk to you. Some of the kits will have a blue drape that will have everything in it that you'll have to open the blue drape in a sterile manner. This one is just a kind of a plastic tub with everything stuck in it. So you learned sterile gloving last week, so I'm gonna just sterile glove here kind of off camera. And these have been sitting for a while, because they are definitely stuck to each other. Wouldn't you know it, your professor's having a hot flash in the middle of the central line dressing change. All right. I'm getting my second glove on. Okay, I am gloved. Now inside my kit, the first thing that I can see and grab, and all of the kits will have one of these. It's a chlorhexidine. They all look the same, I think. A chlorhexidine scrub. What you're gonna do is squeeze this, and you'll hear it break the glass inside, and the chlorhexidine will saturate this pad, and you're gonna start at your insertion site and clean it really good. Just clean all the way around, clean it good, as wide as your dressing is going to be. And I ignore that this intrajugular is here. Okay, I'm just gonna keep scrubbing and scrubbing. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is scrub my actual cannula that's coming out of the patient. Okay. Whoops, and that should not happen, but it could dislodge a little bit. Or it did, it shouldn't. It should be sutured in place. Once I'm satisfied with that, I'm gonna throw my chlorhexidine swab away somewhere. I can throw it on this in the garbage can next to me. I can throw it on where I just put my sterile gloves on, as long as I don't drop my hands below my waist level. I'm just gonna drop it there. Okay, I'm letting this dry. Okay, on a real person, their body heat is going to dry this very quickly. Okay, but on this mannequin, it's taking a long time because it's just a plastic surface. But the next thing that you need in your kit, and really the only other thing you're going to need, is this transparent dressing. We sometimes call it a Tegaderm. It looks like this. Okay. And I really wish this was dry. Don't do this to your patient. Don't blow on it or anything like that. But I'm just trying to facilitate this drying so that you can see how I get this on here without it sliding around. Okay, so this would all be very quick. It would happen spontaneously without me doing this, and you shouldn't do this. So this is one example in the video of what not to do. Once I'm satisfied that it's dry, I'm going to peel off the backing of my transparent dressing. So there's the little backing. I'm just going to drop it here, not really on my patient. And I want to position it so that this little window allows me to visualize my site. Okay. So I'm going to start it, and then I'm just going to try to mush it down in the middle and working my way out to the sides. And then you can peel this little edge. And I don't need to be sterile anymore. I've got my insertion site covered. So I can touch my patient now. The sterile part is over. I just gotta stretch my back a little bit. It's killing me here. Just work your way around. The patient shouldn't really experience any discomfort during this other than the cold of the chlorhexidine swab. And this has got a pretty significant bubble underneath. That will not happen on your live patient. Their body heat will grab it and it'll adhere well. Okay. So there's that. It's on good, all occlusive all the way around. On this little window tab that I just peeled off is a little label. It says initials, date, and gauge. Actually, just put the date, time, and initials. That's really what people want to know, is what day, what time, and who changed it. So I would just write that on here. And then this little piece also peels off. And you can stick it somewhere where it's easy for the next person to see. Okay. And that's my central line dressing change. I hope this helps. I'll see you in lab next week.